My name is Raffaele Freddi. I'm president of the company called Jet Black Games, and I take care of the administration in the company. We have our studio in Vancouver, which is 15 staff, run by Roger, my brother, who's CEO of the company. And essentially Jet Black Games is focused on developing games for the Nintendo DS, the Wii, and now we're just embarking on the iPhone as well. Well, the company we started 3 years ago, so I guess you can call us relatively new, but we've gotten over that hump, the first 12 months. And the company was initiated with Roger and one other individual, Stéphane Jacobi, who essentially wanted to get out of the big corporate developer mindset. They were at EA, Electronic Arts, and they wanted to shoot off on their own and create a new enterprise. And they asked me to come on board to help again on the administrative side of things. And so essentially my knowledge base is not on the gaming side. Their knowledge base is really on programming and production, design, the whole gamut. Nintendo, to start off with, Nintendo had and still has a great install base, which means there's a tremendous amount of users that own the Nintendo DS. So right off the get-go, it was the ability to appeal to a mass market. It had been around already, and it was a model that works. And the feeling or the sense was that it was really the ability to ride off of the coattails of a company like Nintendo, which has, I guess, taken some gambles and has come out on the strong end of a lot of them. So, in a sense, it was almost riding off the coattails of Nintendo's success. But essentially, the fundamentals seem to work with the install base, and again, still today, they continue to evolve. They've come out with the DSi, and now they're coming out with the DS2, and so I think it's an evolving market that Nintendo's well positioned in. So I think it was a good move for us to start off with that. In fact, I think that's a bit of the holy grail in the industry, which is starting off with work for hire, which we've been lucky enough to really have relationships with some of the tier 1 publishers in the industry, which includes Activision, THQ, Ubisoft. We're working on the third game now with Ubisoft. So that's allowed us to, I guess, structure the company with the right staff and looking for the right talent. And now that we've been doing this for 3 years, it's given us a sense of confidence to be able to look to that objective of coming out with some original IP, so that from a revenue generation point of view and from a success point of view, it could be appealing, much more appealing if we come out with a successful launch of our own IP. Again, really, the studio is based in Vancouver, which has a wealth of talent. It's not to say that Montreal doesn't have a wealth of talent either, but it just so happened that the original founders that had the gaming experience were based in Vancouver, so we decided to draw on the talent from Vancouver. And it just so happened that, from Montreal, we keep exploring the notion of perhaps looking at developing an offshoot in Montreal. As you probably know, Montreal is starting to be a very, very strong community of video game development companies as well. And I think that's in large part due to some of the fiscal measures that the government there has put in place, which is great. And BC is actually coming out with its own new set right now. So really coast to coast. I mean, we're not Newfoundland, but yeah, Montreal to Vancouver is it's kind of cool to think that we have exposure on both sides. Well, I think we'll continue doing the bread and butter of the work for hire, but ideally, ultimately, we would like to be self-reliant and come out with being able to make games on the notion of original IP that we really control 100%, and therefore creating a product that's 100% us, great games. So hopefully within a couple of years we'll be able to see one or two of those games, and hopefully at the same time realize some benefit from some of the success that could bring, and feel good about having created our own, really created our own game from scratch.